So, guys, this is my review for Ace of Diamonds Season 1, Episode 3. With that, let's dive right into this review of this episode. So, uh, Eugene, he gets here. He's arrived. It's him basically like preparing. He arrives at the train station and he like yells out like hype, um, and uh, the assistant to the team, she doesn't like it, but she basically just tells him like, prepare, get some rest, because we got to get you ready to go out here and prep you for meeting with the team and stuff. It's about to start the year with the squad. But we see that his his teammates, he meets a couple of them at the dorms, and they try to play the prank with him and this, that, and the third. But then, of course, they meet the one who doesn't speak. He just because he made this mistake, he decided that he's just not talking to anybody. He's just going to write what he's thinking and read. You read it. That's his responses. But we see that his teammates, specifically the one main one, he just doesn't wake him up when he's supposed to get up. I'm sitting there upset. Like, why? He was upset because he woke up late. Like, I'm just like, yo, like, you really didn't wake you really didn't wake your teammate up, right? Like, why would you do that? Like, you just, like, his homie was like, was it right for us to leave him that way, type of thing. But, ultimately, once he gets there, he's struggling to try to make a decision on whether or not he even wants to go out because, he sees his teammates, he sees Coach Tashin there, and, he knows that he's done wrong and stuff like this, right? And it is a bad thing to show up basically like your first day of work, your first day of meeting this team, whatever the case. Your first day being late is just that's a bad that's ultimately like that's really bad. So with what happens here in this episode, and he ends up being reintroduced to Miyuki here, and he's trying to explain to him how you can basically get into the lineup so you can be able to do the introductions with everybody. But ultimately, that was just a setup so he can try to sneak in. But I'm glad that coach caught everything because he notices that he knew that his dorm mates were the reason why he was late. Once he tries to rush out there, Eugene, he tries to rush out there per Miyuki's instructions. I'm glad that coach caught that his roommates, his dorm mates, were the didn't help him get there on time. So of course he punishes them on top of punishing Eugene here, but then also he punishes Miyuki as well. Like all the 40s guys, like y'all just gonna be running for the duration of this practice until we're done. That's all of that. Like yeah, like definitely like that should have been the case. Um, but once we see that he ends up having this trying to get in the good graces of coach to say like I'm getting ready to go out here because they're calling for them to pair up in their specific positions to go out and see if they really are. Basically, I want to say they're going out to show off their skills so they'll be able to see where they're going to be fitting as far as the starting lineup and as far as coming off the bench and stuff like that. So I understand all of that. But once we see Tishin basically pull him to the side, like, look, like, you don't, you shouldn't be practicing this, that, and the third. Your other teammates apologized. They're cool. You don't. He's basically saying you don't deserve to be the ace because you didn't apologize. But what we find out is that the apology isn't through words; it's through actions. And Coach he throws the ball towards the fence, and he's saying it's 90 meters. He's basically saying that your empty words, your apology here is just empty words. The only way for you to be able to prove to me that you belong on this team is to throw this ball. And I already knew that once he decided to throw it because he got cocky, he got excited. Again, I knew that he could throw the ball. It's just that I feel like in his cockiness, that's the reason why he wasn't able to throw the ball the the right way, in the towards the direction they need to throw it. So, of course, he throws the ball, it curves, and it gets close to the fence, but it doesn't even touch it. He was trying to throw it over it even, and of course, his teammates laugh at him, and the coach is like, just give up on being the ace, give up being the pitcher. It's not the third. You just if you're bored, just run. Whatever. But that's the thing. He didn't kick him off the team. He just said, like, if you get bored, you can just run. Like, you're not a part of the starting lineup. You're just not a part. You're still a part of the team. So, and I'm just sitting back like, he's gonna have to work up to that. He's more than likely, it's not like he's just gonna be here just doing nothing. The ultimately the anime is centered around Eijun here, so he's just gonna have to make it up. And of course, he has a conversation with his dorm mates, and his dorm mate basically tells him, like, this is what's occurring. And we find out that, his, the one teammate, the batter, he made one mistake in the last game, and he got benched. So it's like, I'm sitting back like, dag. Like, I said this in a reaction, like, you get one chance to get in the starting line, basically. Like, you prove yourself by that one chance, and you get there. But once you get there, you got to stay there. Like, you make one mistake, you're off the starting lineup. You're benching, and you're, like he was saying to Eijun here, that you gotta wait for the next opportunity to get back into the starting lineup. Like, man, that's got to be tough. But ultimately, he just was just saying, like, if you really gonna want to do this, you're gonna need to really go out there and prove that you deserve to be in the starting lineup. And of course, we see him jogging out there. The assistant comes up to coach, to Tishin, and just like asks him, are you really gonna make him do this? But again, we see him jogging out super early in the morning. Maybe he was jogging throughout the night, I don't know, but it's sunrise. I believe the sun is rising at that time, so it's going into the morning time. So I want to say, coach is basically telling her, like, a promise is a promise. He's showing dedication here, blah blah blah, but I'm just not gonna make him a pitcher yet. He says that, and I'm just like, yeah, he says it. I'm not gonna make him a pitcher yet. I'm cool with that answer. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen in episode 4 to come in a moment here, once I sit down and watch the next episode. But I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I really did enjoy episode 3 of season 1. But with that, leave some comments in the comment section below, guys. What did y'all think of episode 3 of season 1? When you first sat down and watched it the first time, let's talk about some things. But other than that, I will talk to you over on my reaction and review videos for season 1, episode 4 to come. Peace, guys.